Woo. Woo. Bark, 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 bark. Good morning. Clara says good morning. I took a shower and washed my hair, so you get the, um, maybe it'll be dry by the time we're done here. I'm Sarah Peasley. This is Monday morning. It's Sarah, no, it's not. It's Hand Knitter Live on Monday mornings. Little half hour of trying to wake up. Clara has been out. I took her out and then I fed her and then I took her out again. She did not choose to do all the things, but I gave her the opportunity. So last week, I think it was when I had to say, okay, hold on, I'm going to go take her out. But now I know she's been out twice. I mean, I didn't walk her around the block because I took a shower. Did I mention? So it took a little longer to get ready this morning. I don't know. I crawled out of bed at 8:20 probably, so it's not a bad thing. It's on her morning to-do list. I don't know. Bark, bark, bark. So we're going to start with a cup of tea. I went fancy today. It's fall, so this is a teacup and saucer. I have a few. I'm guessing because of the style. I went with fall colors. Did I finish that thought? I'm guessing because of the style that it's from my sister who has traveled all over, and she lived in Singapore for quite a long time. My middle sister, I should say. Middle as in my older sister, but not my oldest sister. That seems to cause confusion. But there we have it. There's my cup for today. It's tiny. I have tinier ones. But that's why we made a pot so we can keep refilling. Okay, we'll let that cool off. Hi, Tammy. Good morning to you. I'm glad you're here. It always makes me happy because then I know I'm in the right stream. Because sometimes I'm in the wrong stream. Yeah, so half hour. Okay. Things to talk about. We'll start with, I got 2 things in the mail. This one is from Schoolhouse Press. Nope. Schoolhouse Press, home of Meg Swanson. And I subscribe to the Wool Gathering, which is a quarterly-ish publication. Oops. Oh, Sunset or Sunrise Studio is creating a glare. There is no sun. It's very cloudy today. Oh, these are fun. There's always a project. So these are little bags. So it looks like we're either trying techniques or we're reusing old pieces. I'm not sure. I'll find out. That's, I think it's called 3-in-1. It was a stitch pattern that Elizabeth Zimmerman, Meg's mother, liked to use. That is definitely Bavarian twisted stitch. This may just be Fair Isle. And that honestly looks like stockinette stitch. And we've got some, 3 of them have a picot turning ridge. So that's knit 1, yarn over all the way. Nope. Knit 2 together, yarn over all the way around. And then when you fold on that line, it makes this little scallopy edge, very feminine. And then this one looks like it just has a regular purl ridge, if any. Let's look. I'm not sure that has any purl ridge, or any turning ridge, but a purl ridge would make a solid line on the fold. What else? We've got a lot of braids, twisted fringe, twisted cords. That's what they're called. We got some beads down here. Oh, Easy's knitted bag with variations. So it is knit from scratch. You can't see inside. You have to subscribe for yourself. Very cool looking though. Got charts for the Bavarian Twisted Stitch. I should have gotten a drink, a faster drink. Okay. Oh, and on the back they're showing the complete surprise, which is an expanded story about the surprise jacket. Oh, see that? Knitting Elizabeth Zimmerman's Surprise Jacket by Cully Swanson, who's Meg's son, and I edited that book. Hi, sweetie. Clara's here to say hello. Oh, let's do this. Ah, there she is. Say hi to the, oh, she's got my, say hi to the peoples, Clara. Hi, kisses. Oh, you kissed the microphone. She doesn't want to give me a kiss. Say hi. Look, right here. Look, there you go. Say hi. Okay. Oh, yes, I talk like an idiot to my dog. It's okay. Good alternative to trying techniques out on a hat. That's right, because they could also be hats probably. Hey, the sun came out. Yay! Tammy says hi and she sends a kiss. Or some love. Got my kiss. Okay. Whoop. Can I do the live stream now for the peoples? It says, talk to me, Mom. Okay, so that was the first thing I wanted to open. Oh, anyway, so I tech edited the complete surprise. My name's in there. I'm their tech editor. Very exciting. Okay, in case you didn't know, I have a very important job. Okay, and the second thing is a package from my middle sister. I was looking for the scissors, but I got out the box cutter. See, this is why we do Monday mornings facing east, so that we can have the sunrise studio. I know the lighting sucks, but that's not the point. The lighting is the point, actually. So as time goes on, the Friday live streams in the sunset studio will basically be lamplit because it's starting to get dark earlier. It happens so fast. And this one, hopefully the sun will continue to come up, but maybe it'll be after, maybe it'll be later. Just look directly at the sun. Don't do that. Okay, so it's a box opening. I know what's in here. I don't remember if I talked to you about the creepy dolls. I was talking to somebody about the creepy dolls. The last time we Zoomed, my sister, she probably thinks you're talking to her because she doesn't get enough attention is what you're going to say, isn't it? I talk to her all the time and she ignores the crap out of me. Okay, so this, oh, I need this box. I'm so happy to have this box. I forget why I need this box, but I need a box this size. We're talking about, I don't know what brought it up. My middle sister just moved and she's getting things out of storage and she's going through her old dolls, some of which are my old dolls or my other sister's old dolls. I can't get in. Anyway, she held one up and said, this one's really creepy. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm like, oh, no, don't get rid of it. I love it. She probably thinks you're talking to her. She doesn't know we're here. Of course she knows we're here. She's my #1 fan. If she had thumbs, she'd be a patron and an allowance. All right, I'm trying to find the tape. Well, we'll just cut right into the bubble wrap. My Aunt Margaret, who's no longer with us, used to wrap the box entirely in packing tape, the kind that has the fibers in it, strong fibers. So you had to like dig your way into the package to start with. And then, I don't know if she did it, but my family got in the habit, hey, Kathy didn't do it, got in the habit of then putting a card inside the box right at the top that she doesn't get that we're here. Not that, I'm back to Tammy. Not that she doesn't get enough attention. I get that. Oh, look, more bubble wrap. So it is, I guess, I haven't noticed for a while, family tradition to, after you get the package all ready to close up, you put in a card with the name and address of the person you're sending it to so that if it gets opened at the post office, there'll still be a card with it, to like an index card. Okay, so, oh, she's tinier than I thought. Almost there. So anyway, this is Creepy Doll from my sister. close the thingy. Safety first. She's in a Ziploc bag, as all young children shouldn't be. All right, and she's in a Halloween outfit. Here she comes out of the bag. Here's a little, I don't know, dress or apron or something. We'll deal with that later. Here comes Creepy Doll. Oh, her hat fell off. Oh my goodness. She is all ready for Halloween. That hat's too big for her, so I'm not going to put it on. Oh, she's winking at me. Oh, she's so sleepy. Let's take a look. I think she's adorable. She's doing this crazy winky thing. She might be a baby blow-up doll. Look at that mouth. When she grows up, when I grow up, I want to be a blow-up doll. You can't quite see her. Okay, so on her back, you can see, hey, look, Rick Rack. You can see that her eyes close, and from the front, you can see that her eyes open. So what we can't really get is the act of them closing. We got it. Okay, I'm going to set her aside. I call her Creepy Doll, capital C, capital D, just because my sister started it. Blame her. I always blame my sisters when I can. Hey. Nice. Earl Grey today, in case you were wondering. So since I said the word Rick Rack, or words, since I mentioned Rick Rack, not yet. Ooh, I'm not centered. Okay, so last Tuesday, the poll in my Patreon account was that I had found 7, I had looked for all the cardigans I had in progress, and I found 7. There could be more. And so Tuesday, I put up a poll in my Patreon account, which cardigan should I work on next, or finish first? Excuse me. It's time to bark again. There's absolutely nothing out there. But I don't know. She's busy doing her thing. The winner of the poll, and then on Friday I showed the cardigan after the poll was closed already. I showed the cardigans, and this is the one that had won. They didn't know what they were voting for. There's no sleep. So I have the shoulders done. Of course, it's dark. It's a V-neck, but I wanted to bring it out today to show you that this is what I'm going to start up again next. And I call it Rick Rack. It's a pattern I pulled out of Barbara Walker, and I can find the name of it. Hold on, we're sliding all over. Let's do the back part. So it's all, the pieces are done. The sleeves are also done. They're sewn at the shoulders. There's, the requisite animal hair. And look, here's a folder from Meg Swanson's Knitting Camp from 2013, because reuse. Let's see what the name of this pattern is. I know I have it written down. Oh, that's a different one. And then we'll move on. Oh. Maybe I don't have it written down. Well, what we'll do... Lost? Oh. What we'll do, if I can't find it today, which I don't seem to be finding it today, here's my schematic. That's that one. Oh, here. It's got to be on here. It says Rick Rack pattern from Barbara Walker number 1. That's the blue one, I believe. Page 119. So if you have the Barbara Walker Treasuries, the very first one, I think it's the blue one. There's blue, red, yellow, and green. Positive it's the blue one. Page, what did I say? 119, I think. And I guess it's called Rick Rack, or I wouldn't have, or I would have written down the name. But anyway, I think it looks kind of like Rick Rack, because these guys kind of lean opposite ways, or different ways, alternating ways. There you go. So that's what I'm going to get started on, or start up again. There's my cord. I wish that plugged in on the other side, but it does not, in fact, plug in on the other side. So there's that. We're going to get started on that. I need to So it's based on the Jean Frost jacket method of designing a Chanel style jacket. And from the Jean Frost custom fit jackets or custom knit jackets or custom fit knit jackets that I also edited and beta tested the process. And I have a jacket from that's probably a little too small now since peanut M&Ms came into my life. Alcohol out, peanut M&Ms in, and wearing big pants now, which is fine. It's fine. Better than the alternative. So that is what I'm going to get started. And the Jean Frost method, because, there's like, I want to sort of be a purist and do it the way the method talked about. I'll put links to all this crap in the notes, hopefully before the end of time. Well, I'm behind, although I did get a few done a week or so ago. 3-needle bind off to join the shoulder seams, which I did, and bind off the back neck, and crocheted seams. So we'll see if I want to do that or if I want to sew them in. When I did my first jacket, we'll call it the navy blue one. I never named it. It's navy blue. It's almost black. It's practically black because duh. I did everything that I was supposed to because I was beta testing my way through the process. There were 7 or 8 of the teachers for XRX who were asked to beta test or who volunteered to beta test. And also, I think on page 6, or it might be page 8, it's on the left. Would that be page 7? 9? One of those pages, at the top of the page says, join SP as she blah, 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 and gives all these measurements. SP is Sarah Peasley, and the measurements are mine from whatever year that was. So you could make me a sweater, but make it bigger, okay? Then send it to me. Cooled off really fast. Is it cold in here, Clara? She's asleep now. Time for a morning nap after all that barking. The other thing that I started without telling anybody, because I'm a rebel, or not a rebel, but because I finished, if you don't count blocking and weaving in ends. Oh, I just remembered what's down on the blocking board. I'd finished, I have to remember to go get that. I finished the mystery knit along from Casa Pinka called Sharon Air, the Sharon Air mystery knit along. I don't remember if I showed that on Friday. I don't think I did. Fridays are for finishing. And of course, because I'm a fan of Sharon Casapinka's cat, who's rather bossy, I like being told what to do by a cat. I don't like to make my own decisions. There was a little like ad, not really, well, it was an ad, let's just be honest, in the toward the end of the mystery knit along that said, don't forget we're doing the 22 cowl starting September whatever, 26th. That's not right, that's today. September something. And I was like, oh, what's the 22 cowl? And it wasn't a mystery knit along, it was just a pattern, and 22 is probably for 2022. So if I look, I wonder if there's a cowl pattern from her for each year that she's been doing this. Regardless, it's not a mystery. There's a picture of it up. I'll link in the comments or in the description down below. So if you remember that while working on the Sharon Air, I had a bunch of different colors I went through, and these were part of one of the sets. And then I decided that it looked like good and plenty when I used these along with black and a pale gray, pale lavender actually. So I had purchased these for that project, and I was like, no, I can't use those. But anyway, they're not quite this bright. Actually, maybe they are. And there's been some I was questioned about whether there's enough contrast, and yes, there is. There's plain pink, plain pink, plain pink, plain pink, plain pink, and there's speckled pink. So I think it's fine. And if you look at the picture after I load it in there for you, it is just about that bright. I think it'll be okay. Either that or I'll look like I'm It'll be awesome. I have a black coat, of course. No surprise. So it's a cowl. Okay. There's enough contrast. Oh, if you look at the original, the finished original, there's hardly any contrast. It's like a pale gray and a pale beige speckle. Not beige, but I have an extra needle. So Casapinka likes slipped stitches. I've grown to not mind them. I'll show you what I mean. Because they're easy to do. So can you see those bigger stitches in there? Those are the slip stitches. Like there's every other one here. And these are the same 3 rows. So depending on the speckles, because I chose to put the speckles as color B, depending on where the speckles fall, you can see them or not. What the hell's that? It looks like Sarah forgot. Nope, there's a slip stitch right there. Like what? This is the beginning of round. That's why it's a little wonky there. And because it's a cowl, you can just carry that up as opposed to a shawl where it would have to be on the side somehow. There you can see a lot of the slip stitches. And twisted rib, which it became very distinct columns in this yarn. Oh, sorry, it's Madeline Tosh. I don't have the labels with me. It's Madeline Tosh sock, and one color is, I don't remember. One color is I don't remember, and the other one is I don't recall, but I'll put them in the notes. I'm working at the shop today. That's why we get up at 9 and do the live stream so that we're awake and remember to go to work. And hopefully, and then I have 6 days not at the shop where I'm editing, and hopefully we'll get caught up with some notes for the live stream. My hair is getting long. Look, whoop, look. Curly cues. I missed the curly cues. Tammy says, I remember the Jean Frost books at Stitches. I didn't make it home with any. Well, they still exist, but Stitches also has those Stitch-It things, which you can plug in and get digital versions of them. There's a blue one. The first one was pink. The second was blue. The third was gold. And I'll just say that, and I'll put them in the description. So the next thing I want to do, actually, I want to document 2 things I thought of, and I already forget about one of them because I thought of things in the shower this morning. One was, and I want to document them so I don't forget about them, but again, I already forgot about one of them. One is, I don't know why, but today this morning I was like happy that I live alone. Like I do well living alone. There are things to be nervous about, but I do well living alone. And I was like, I haven't lived alone. I mean, I've been divorced since the end of 2014, so technically been living alone, but there was a lot of alcohol between then and 2 years ago. So technically it's still kind of new to actually be fully present in the living alone part. And before that, it was before I got married in 1988. And I was kind of thinking back to that, to before I got married in 1988, and thinking about my now ex-husband. I think that I don't remember like starting to date him. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you there. We worked together, and he helped me. He volunteered, or I asked or something to help me when I bought my first car by myself. And in retrospect, he's always been very helpful to damsels in distress. So I'm not surprised that he offered. The thing that I remembered though was that while I thought we were dating because we worked together, we played together. I was pretty sure we were dating at least, if not, going steady. There was a weekend or a Saturday or a Sunday when he was not available to me. And after the thing, he wouldn't tell me what he was doing. But after the thing, I said, so where were you? And he said, oh, my brother and his wife and this other person and I went to wherever. And I went, and it was a girl's name. And I went, what? Was it a date? And he goes, yeah, I guess so. And I'm like, aren't we dating? And he said, I don't know. Are we? I'm like, yes. So I was pissed. A, that he didn't know we were dating. B, that he went on a date. C, that his brother and his brother's wife thought that maybe he should meet somebody else. I don't remember if they'd already met me at that time or not, but I'm like, hello. So there were warning signs before we got married. I didn't see them, but I wanted to document that. Oh, I know the other thing I wanted to document. Um, I've been binge watching Downton Abbey. I just needed to binge watch something so I could get a shit ton of knitting done, which in fact I'm getting a shit ton of knitting done. If you are there on the Friday afternoon or Friday evening live streams for the French fry patrons and above in my Patreon community, then you're seeing all the things I'm finishing, except not the share and air because I forgot to share that. I'll have to pull that back up. Binge watching Downton Abbey. It's the third time I've watched it, and the first time was also a binge watch, but I didn't know the characters and I couldn't get through the accents and I didn't get all the way through. I think I got through, I'm in season 4 now, so maybe I got through season 4. And then at some point I decided to watch it again, maybe to get another season under my belt. So maybe I only got through season 3 the first time. Definitely at least got through season 4 the second time. I know that because Prime tells me I've watched it before. But I don't know. I don't remember how many seasons there are. You don't have to tell me. I'm just binge watching, so I'll get to them eventually. But I'd never seen any of the movies that came afterwards, and I kind of wanted to. But when you want to watch the end of or a continuation of something, but you haven't watched the something in a really long time, you've lost track of the story. So of course, you want to binge watch. So I'm binge watching, and this time around, this is what I want to document. This time around, it's kind of silly. Like I'm enamored of the costumes. The clothing is amazing. I'm okay with the accents for the most part now because I know the characters now, and I don't know, I got used to it, but sometimes I have to put the subtitles on, or the closed captioning subtitles. Sometimes I still put the subtitles on. The subtitles for the English speaking people because their accents are so thick. But this time there's like ridiculousness. And I like, is that on purpose? And I think maybe they're being ridiculous and I never caught it. And I'll give you an example. I'm in season 4. I forget which episode I'm on, 4 or 5. But in this season, I'm pausing the movie to go look up things like King Canute and Liberty Hall because they're making references to things. And it's very obvious they're making a reference to something from that time period or a phrase from that time period. And I don't know what it means. So I look up King Canute, and he was somebody who was an optimist. So that explained, there's more to it, but that explained the usage of that phrase or that name in the conversation that they were having. Liberty Hall means doing whatever you please. So that made sense in the context of that conversation, but I didn't know what, so I had to stop and look up these things. So they were making all these references or whatever you'd call that, using all these phrases that I didn't recognize because I didn't happen to be alive in the early 1900s, 1920s. We're in the 20s now. So it's like and they just keep coming, all these references. I'm like, are they trying to see how many they can cram into the episode or what? It's kind of hilarious. I think it's hilarious. So this time around, I'm much more present for the whatever's happening. Or I'm making it all up, but it's really fun. So I don't remember what else I was going to talk to you about. Ooh, I made a list, but it's time to do our thing. What's my list? Rick Rack cardigan, 22 cowl. Oh, Kathy's package, the mug. Oh, and the subscribe. Okay, so the only thing I didn't do was, I'll show you briefly. I have a beautiful leather, handmade leather, not by me, portfolio that I have a composition book in. And I used to keep detailed knitting journals for every year because I did a lot of knitting. And I haven't done that for a few years. So I'm trying to start, well, I guess I can do the hands camera, Sarah. I'm trying to start up again. There we go. So like, here we go. Sharon Air Mystery Knit Along by Casapinka and Sharon from Security. And I had colors and then, nope, I wasn't going to use those. And they had these colors. let's go for it. Nope, looked like good and plenty. That, oh, and I didn't put the names of them. Pink speckles and pink, that was the names of the colors. And then this is what I settled on and what I did in fact use, but I didn't like, so there you go. I have a little history of that. This is because I actually finished my big color spectrum blanket, and this was my pickup for the border. There's one that I started and then tore out and I need to start again. So I just wanted to start documenting, I'll just write it here, 22 cowl, Casa Pinka, and Sharon from security. And there you go. So now it's started. I'm trying really hard to write things down again. So I wanted to start that with you because Mondays are for beginning. And then let's straighten out our background and get that cord out of there. And it's time for our Knitter's Oracle reading. 3 shuffles and a cut. I know I'm a little tiny bit over. We'll have to do it quickly again. 2. That always makes me happy. As time goes on, these are going to get all worn and probably the gold will come off the sides. And a cut. Let's cut weirdly this time. Okay. Ready? So we're going to deal out, we being I, we're going to deal out 3 cards from the top. The first one is the subject of our reading, and the second 2 are the modifiers. I don't know if I really use them that way, but hold on just a sec. Okay, here we go. Our subject today is, man, I'm not shuffling very well. The circle, we've had the circle before. Twice, I think. First, oh, this is a new one. The first modifier is the Twitter knitters. What the hell? What's shaken? So it's Twitter. Wool lover. Knit for brains. Where the heck are my addies? Stitch bitch. You want to take this outside, buddy? Knitting sucks. Yarn is for losers and sheep stink. You and me. I told myself I could have one skein. Oops. The Twitter knitters. Okay. And yesterday was binge day. Yay. Oops. I'm upside down. And the frog. Holy crap. Are there only like 4 cards in this deck? You saw me shuffle and cut, right? So the frog and the circle we haven't had the Twitter knitters. Okay, so let's see. Because I just read a comment from Lynn about my interpretation of the frog the last time it came up. So anyway, okay. The subject is the circle. So once again, oh, let's read the thing. Where's the thing? So pre-reading the suggested interpretation, the circle to me is always my community. Large or small, we have to decide which one. The Twitter knitters is new. That would be social media. That would be the bigger bubble. The bubble surround the people's the vocal part, which could be happy vocal or mean vocal. And the frog, last time I saw the frog, I interpreted it as a beginning. I forget what I said, but it was a beginning. It was a fresh start kind of thing. And I commented that he's sitting in his unraveled yarn. But this time, since he's placed at the end, I think he's the end of something. How's that? Going with my gut. So let's read the things again. This is 20XX, and 20XX says the circle. So these are the suggested interpretations, and then I will make from it what I do. The circle, social event, networking, a party, being among peers, society in general, public spaces. That's so many different things. Social event, networking, a party, being among peers, society in general, public spaces. Okay. It's a lot of different things. I don't remember being that in awe of all the things last time. 12, the Twitter knitters. Let's see what the heck this is maybe supposed to portray. 12, 12, 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. The Twitter knitters. I'm reading the thing here. Chatter. Oh, taking it in a different direction than I hadn't thought about. Chatter, gossip, news, excitement, restless energy, noise, distraction. Wow. What did I say? The bigger world around our bubble, and could be good or could be mean. Let's read that again. Chatter, gossip, chatter, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Gossip, news, excitement, restless energy, noise, and distraction. Interesting. And then our friend the frog, loss, letting go, an ending, grief. Oh boy. The circle. Let's look at that one again. Where is it? 20. Social event, networking. I'm going over. Okay. Twitter friend knitters. Gossip. News, excitement, restless energy, noise, distraction, noise. Hang in there, I'm getting it. I'm not getting it, but I'm trying to get it. Okay, let's try it this way. 20. Social event, networking, a party, being among peers, society in general, public spaces. I got it. So, being among peers and society in general. I don't know if you're aware, there was a letter that was received by a yarn shop in New Jersey called Beyond Yarn. That was the name of the yarn shop in New Jersey. I can't remember the name of the town. Beyond Yarn, and the owner is Teresa something. The shop received a letter from someone with very cheery handwriting who was hoping that she would go out of business. And the last sentence was, because Black people always fuck it up, something like that. So not a well-wisher, an ill-wisher. And I saw that on social media. So that was, I'm going with, that was society in general. And public spaces. Someone chose to say, I hope that you fail. This was someone outside the circle, obviously. And they put it on, they mailed it. It was an actual physical letter. And then the shop posted it on their Instagram, Beyond Yarn, on the Insta. And it became, public knowledge. And our circle was appalled and rallied around Teresa and Beyond Yarn, who had received the letter and posted about it. And many people ordered from her, including me, and many people just contributed directly to her because she had a GoFundMe from early in the pandemic when she wasn't making enough money to survive, and her shop did survive. And I wrote her a little note with my order, and she had some items were back ordered, so she emailed me and thanked me for being nice and told me about the back orders. And I wrote back and said, that's fine, take your time. And I received a package, and it was my order, but it was missing some things. So I emailed her again and I said, no big deal, but it's missing some things, and here's what I got, and here's what I'm still waiting for. And she wrote me back, and she said, thank you for being so nice about it. And we talked, she's like, that yarn is beautiful. I can't wait to see what you make with it. And so we had a little conversation back and forth. She said, "Let me know when you get the second package, and I'd love to see a picture of the sweater when you're done with it." And I said, "I will let you know, and I will let you know." And it was just a lovely conversation with a lovely person who had shit thrown at her by a random stupid, no, I don't know if they're stupid, but they're a random unhappy stranger. And I would like to think, here we go to the last card. I would like to think that she'll be able to someday throw that off. She probably won't ever be able to throw that off. But I hope that we are instrumental in helping her to move on from that. So I'm just telling you about a thing that happened. It's not really it's a thing that happened, but it's a thing that happens. You know what I mean? And it takes us by surprise, and yet it doesn't take other people by surprise, and then that takes us by surprise. And I would like to think that that will go away. I don't know if it ever will. So instead of a prediction for the week, it's a hope for the future. I don't know. I'm just, I just received that package a couple days ago and have been having this conversation with the owner from Beyond Yarn. So that it just something in those words from the interpretations triggered that in me. So there you go. Whew, I'm gonna have a little sip of tea. Thank you for joining me as always. Tammy, it was delightful to see you. It looks like you've signed off for the day, but I'm happy to have seen you and spoken with you. And whoever watches this later, hi, have a great week, and I will see you next week maybe.